Okay, let's watch some isekai. The isekai genre is definitely the most oversaturated genre in this medium. I know some people get sick of the same overpowered main character, gets all the girls, fighting the main villain, then it just ends. But if you read the light novel, this concept got popularized probably because of SAO. Not talking about the isekai part, since SAO is not a isekai, it's a game transportation thing. It's more so about the concept of the black-haired swordsman copy-pasted 1,000 times and mixed with a bit of a fantasy world to it. For me, I do think this genre is a guilty pleasure. I watch a lot of them and some can be generic but still enjoyable. I'm not that type of person to trash about isekai on how repetitive it is. And that same person watch shonen like, yeah, I love pointless fighting. Oh my god, having the same narrative. Light novel space is filled with these isekai titles everywhere. But this video, I'm gonna talk about the main characters or protagonists. Protagonists. There are mainly two types of isekai protagonists. That's the overpowered one and the weak one. Of course, there's more nuance than just weak and OP. There's a variety, I guess you can say. I got this video idea because some people's opinion on Subaru in ReZero, like he's boring, not bland, boring. But let's ask ourselves, why is there so many of these isekais with overpowered main character tropes? Well, the easy answer is probably money. It's obvious that even if the show is just the most generic isekai out there, people will still watch it and read it no matter how shit it is because it's still probably enjoyable to some, including me. You have a main character that already gets everything / powerful right off the bat. You get a cast of characters that are mostly girls, and the weak point is that the girls are sometimes just absolute blandest of characters because they're just there to be the love interest and don't give them any characteristics. It's easy to write and more or less it's a light novel. It's easier since you don't have to draw on every page, maybe an illustration every 1 or 2 chapters. I don't know, I've never really read a light novel before. I'm not saying writing a story that can be interesting and engaging is easy. It's not easy as like I don't know, OnlyFans model. Yes, an anime can be a one-man show, but it's definitely way more intriguing if you actually care about the cast of the characters that are introduced to you. Character dynamics are very essential, not just in the isekai genre, but a lot of genres like romances, slice of lives, and a lot more, so that if you actually make a storyline where a character that our MC actually cares about gets like captured, the viewer too should care about it so that you actually give a fuck if that person gets saved or not. Of course, our MC should be also interesting, but if you want to deviate from the MC and try to focus more on other characters, you should make them interesting. Sometimes the problem with overpowered MCs is that you actually establish everything from the first couple episodes. You don't give time for the protagonist with actual character development because he already has everything and nothing can stop them. It's not every OP MC isekai shows. Some can, like in Slime when Rimuru's trust in humans were too much to the point that it almost evaporated his whole city. Not really a development, but it kinda is. Or like maybe with God and Tanya's relationship. Some shows can break that genericness with all of these aspects being good. And another thing is world building, lore, or even the power system. You can hook people with your MC exploring stuff or places since we get transported into this random magical world mostly, and it can be amazing like Slime, ReZero, Mushoku Tensei, No Game Don't Life. Definitely not Overlord. Or you can spin that narrative with ideas like Gate, how modern technology or weapons would compare to the olden times when people would only fight with bows and arrows, swords, dragons. Okay, that's probably not the olden times, but you get the point. Versus you have a fucking tank in your face. Of course there was magic and a very Dami mommy demigoddess lolly named Ruri. Or Rari. Fucking hell. You can see them go to our world where these beings don't exist and people's reactions goes nutty. Just watch Gate, it's awesome. And the other side, the weak MC or just a balanced main character where they are strong but it's not predictable that every fight our MC wins 9 times out of 10. The not easy part is that the writing aspect should be good, because you can't just opt out for a random power-up winning you the fight, or oh my god, I'm gonna lose. Gaben, is that you? Don't worry, I'll eliminate the villains. Oh, okay. So, that's it? Yep. You actually have to make ideas where these weak of a character can persevere. Sometimes there's also when shows kind of make a parody of the genre, like a Eminence or Konosuba, where everything is just so unserious, but goes well in a good way. It's stupid, funny, and that's one way to take advantage of it. I guess one thing about isekai that people can quote-unquote relate, it's that it is a self-insert story where loser becomes the destroyer in a matter of a season, and that relatability is, I guess, a factor. I had to search up some isekais that actually had a weaker or a more balanced character. From the top of my head, I could name only like ReZero, Grimgar, Shuko Tensei, Konosuba. That's it. From research, there's stuff I haven't watched with no OPMC, like Bookworm, Jiro no Tsukaima, Realist Hero, although I watched that show, but I don't remember anything because it was boring as shit, besides that one scene where the girl was singing something. Nice. Most of the time, the MC, even though they're not OP, they still have a skill or power that is quite overpowered. Example is Rudius, where he uses magic without having to say the incantation, or Subaru that has the witch power of I can return by sorry. I can return by what the fuck? They don't get everything, but they do have something that is very good to have. I think character growth or development is another thing that can play very well with these type of characters. They have to trial and error on certain events where sometimes things don't go your way, or your plan went to shit. It's unpredictable on how things will go. I remember when I watched the whale arc in ReZero, I was just confused on how will Subaru and the crew will beat this thing. You might think that you won, but then you just get thrown by a curveball that another 2 or 3 whale just spawned in. Same goes with Rudius' encounter with Orstrad, and that backtracks to the opinion of Subaru that he's annoying or can't do anything, but that's the point. You have an MC where it's a somewhat realistic way on how things will go. It's not perfect, you can't think straight, and everything goes blank. Again, it's a realistic way of how if we put ourselves in the situation, that stuff just goes wrong, and that's how character development comes. You have a good balance on their lives in the previous world and the new one, where they were a piece of shit to people that care about them or straight up don't give a fuck about them. It's how you play with these scenarios that kind of resonate with them in this fantasy world, where the realization kicks in that they miss out on so many things. It plays off with our MC's psyche, where they love this new place that they got another chance to live, but in the back of their mind, it's a sense of guilt of reflection on their older lives where they could have done something but chose to ignore everything and hide in the corner. Anyways, ReZero and Mushoku Tensei, on most occasions, there will be mistakes, and through their mischief, they persevered on not giving up to actually defeating that said thing. ReZero does it really well with Subaru's power, where he gets killed, he will pile up more information about scenarios and just use that thing to win his battles. Of course, there are times where everything just escalates way too quickly to the point that it gets to Subaru's mental state. Another show that excels at a more realistic isekai, not saying realistic is better, is Grimgar. Scamboli made a really good video on this show way back, but to summarize it, this show is amazing. I'm talking about the ass, man. Why is it so big and juicy? It's been a while since I've seen that show. Even still, it definitely was a standout in the isekai genre because of the concept of transporting just random people into this world without any advantages slash powers to make their lives easier. You get to see a better view of these powerless groups struggling to even kill a goblin, and killing something so minuscule can give off that much impact to us and the characters. And again, mistakes happen, leading to the group just confused or dazed to what to do in this situation. I don't want to spoil much, so yeah, just watch it. Although there's only 12 episodes of it, and I don't want to read the light novel because reading light novels are just the most boring shit ever. Again, Making a good isekai doesn't just come from the main character, it's the combination of every aspects I discussed before. I still love this genre even if it's very oversaturated, but all you need to do is just make me enjoy your show. And that's that. I know this video is not really animation related. I haven't really made something that doesn't include animation in a while, like reviews and stuff. I'm just trying to mix up some stuff since I'm probably gonna make like 2 videos of Blue Lock after this because the view's looking quite spicy there. Still, if you guys like this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below what your thoughts on the isekai genre or these main character tropes. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.